Let's welcome in member of the House Oversight and Judiciary Committees, Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs. Congressman, we'll get back to the border in just a second, but first, I just want to get your reaction to the news coming out of the Middle East this morning that Pakistan has launched retaliatory strikes into Iran after an earlier attack this week by Tehran. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, what you're seeing is that both the regimes there in Iran and Pakistan are actually part of this wider conflict that is developing, that Iran is fueling and funding all over the Middle East right now. So they're funding rebels in Yemen. They funded the Hamas rebels. They're funding Hezbollah, and they are a terrorist regime that's exporting that. Whatever you think of Pakistan, it is just reacting to the continued expansion of basically stirring of the terrorist pot by Iran. And that's what we see going on. And I'm just afraid that it is part and parcel of the weakness that this administration has shown. I don't even know who's in charge anymore, really, on international affairs. I don't know what Anthony Blinken is doing. But the bottom line is, when America is weak, the rest of the world starts to boil over, and we've demonstrated amazing weakness, beginning with the Afghanistan withdrawal, and that is reflected all the way out to today, whether it's in the Mideast and even in Northeast Asia.
It seems like everybody is taking advantage of the weakest president maybe we've ever had in the White House. Why do you think the Biden administration is being so passive when it comes to Iran?
Well, in many ways, I think that they have a feckless foreign policy. It's a combination of incompetence and then a kind of a woke policy, recognizing that they actually support more of the Iran's regime's anti-Israel rhetoric. I really believe that. I mean, Iran doesn't like Israel, would like to wipe them off the planet, and there are people in this Biden administration that don't view that. I mean, I view that as kind of an outrageous position, but our friends in the White House, there are many who don't, and that's why you get people who actually work in the White House in the Biden administration that actually protested his proposal to actually support Israel against Hamas. That is a reflection of bad leadership and, quite frankly, kind of what's happened with the institutions of higher learning, where these people are coming out just indoctrinated against Israel and against American interests.
Congressman, I want to get back to the border, and Speaker Mike Johnson. Republicans have said they will not give money to Ukraine until our national security is addressed at the border. How do you expect the White House to respond?
Well, I'm not sure that they're going to respond favorably. They're going to try to water down anything we want to do. And my position is the administration might even accept some policy. They'll accept some policy to get their spending deal, whether it's Ukraine or their continuing resolutions. But the problem is it's a lawless administration, as we've been discussing. They're weak on everything. And what they want to do is basically continue the open border. So you can get any policy you want enacted, perhaps signed into law, but this administration will paper over it, they'll envelope it and send it away and continue to find ways to get it open. By the time we get litigation up and going to enforce whatever policy changes are made,
right,
guess what? You're past the next election. So they'll accept something, I think, because of what they want. But the reality is, until you actually leverage that funding on enforcement, you're not going to see a real change on the border.
Yeah, Congressman, just about 15 seconds. The Biden administration has been pretty effective blaming Republicans for the crisis at the border, which is completely preposterous. But that's the message that half of America is hearing every single day. Again, just about 15 seconds, but how do you get around that?
Well, you have to just keep showing the videos of what's happening down. I mean, like I put another video this week. You have got to continue to hammer the narrative. I do believe that the majority of Americans understand very clearly it is the Biden regime's policies that have resulted in an open border, and we just need to reinforce that narrative.